Thank you for joining me. I'm Alex, and I would like to have a look at Nokia, or however you want to call it. Scandinavian company, so I don't think anyone really gets it right. They've been making cell phones for quite a while. My first cell phone was a Nokia 3310, and it was amazing, and it pretty sure it still works. So they actually got back into the cell phone business, and they sold their whole cell phone business to Microsoft, and weren't allowed to compete in the cell phone business for a couple years, and they still made networking equipment, especially wireless networking, and they're actually one of the bigger players in that space. But now they're making cell phones again, and they're actually making good cell phones again. So currently they're not really selling a whole lot, and I think they're going to have to build a brand again, but it seems like they're building quality products, so I see them coming back in a pretty big way. Obviously the landscape is quite different, with a lot of other people being in the market, especially like 10 different companies from China. There's Samsung, obviously, LG, Motorola is still in there. Microsoft shockingly got out of the business. Wonder why. Anyway, so current price is $345, which gives them a market cap of $19 billion. Dividend is 0 and is obviously going to stay that way for a while. Current revenue, 22.5 billion. That's actually not dollars, that's euros, so like raise that by 10%, which I think is insignificant enough for me to not do the work, because I don't think it really matters all that much. So revenue down slightly, earnings down, or up rather, from $1.4 billion loss to $340 million loss. So going the right direction, obviously not quite there. In the current year, their year ends on December 31st. In the current year, they have pretty similar stats right now. So trailing 12 month is about the same loss, about the same revenue. So nothing really changes in the near term, which gives them a PE of negative 17-ish. Total assets, $39.5 billion. Total liabilities, $24 billion, which gives them total stockholders' equity of $15.3 billion. So balance sheet looks pretty good, even still. And I think that right now, pretty much everything's flat, because they have just recently started producing cell phones again, and there's obviously huge capital expenditures right there. There's a huge cost to starting that business, marketing and everything. So I don't expect them to make a profit in the current year, and I'm not sure about them making profit next year. However, I think that they do have the knowledge and the technology to build good products in the future, and obviously the cell phone market is still expanding, especially at the lower end, with a lot of people in India and China getting to the place where they can actually afford a cell phone or a smartphone. And Africa is also a big market that people have not really gotten into. There's not really a huge smartphone market in Africa, because the mobile internet is not that big yet, but they're getting there as well. So I think that in the future, and especially with all the brand recognition they had, they can still build on that a little bit. And so I expect them to be a fairly big player in the smartphone market again in the future. But again, it's not going to be next year. It's probably starting to slowly ramp up after that. So obviously, if you're a dividend investor, you don't want to be investing in this. I don't see them paying a dividend within the next 5 years at the very least, and I kind of doubt that they'll pay a dividend in 10 years. If you're a growth investor, I think that it would be premature to buy Nokia right now, because I think that you need to kind of wait and see where they're going. I think there's a lot of potential there. Whether or not that's being realized is a whole different thing. And for a value investor, you kind of want a consistently profitable business that in the best case pays a dividend. So I think the standard value investor should probably stay away from Nokia as well. But I can see this being a good speculative stock to probably pay off in 5 to 10 years. So if you're in it for that long and you want to have a smaller position in a speculative investment, I think this could be a good stock for that. That's it for me for today. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe or check out one of my other videos. I'm coming out with more videos every day before market open. I hope you have a successful day.